Research shows that most people are only 10% likely to achieve their goals. But what most people don't know, and you're about to know, is that you can predictably and reliably achieve your goals 95% of the time when you put in place a goal achievement system. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do or meaning to do, and you're the kind of person who's always growing and evolving into your full potential, but sometimes maybe it doesn't always happen the way that you want or you don't follow through, then listen up, because the next few minutes could mean the difference between learning how to get what you want in life and business predictably and reliably, or continuing to be disappointed. So my name is Marisa Murgatroyd, and I'm known for helping people get so excited about changing their life that they stop dreaming and start doing. And I've helped over 10,000 students launch and scale online businesses that really express who they are and allow them to be the change they want to see in the world. A lot of people look at my success in business and think she just must have rock solid, ironclad will and be able to make anything happen that she wants. And the truth is that I have a goal achievement system. But there are times when I forget to use the goal achievement system, and then I don't really follow through on my goals. So a couple months ago, I decided to do a 5-day detox. And things were really busy at the time. I was leading into a big launch. I was working on re-recording a new product. I was, doing calls every single day for 5 hours a day. And what happened is that I got this detox and I read the instructions. It said no sugar, no caffeine, no flour, no meat, no this, that, and the other, right? And I thought, I'm going to do all the detox. I'm going to take all the food and all the supplements, but I think I want to keep going with at least a little bit of caffeine. I want to have some green tea. I want to have some white tea because I needed a lot of energy to create and do everything that I was going to do. So I did the detox, but I didn't really follow all the instructions. So I didn't really do my goals. And that's the thing that most people do. They have a goal, they set it, and then it starts to slip little by little by little. And the gap between what you're doing and what you want to achieve gets larger and larger and larger. And then before you know it, you've completely fallen off the wagon. And the reason why that happened is that I didn't follow the goal achievement system that I know about so well. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to share this goal achievement system because like I said, the research shows that most people are only 10% likely to achieve their goals. And 10%, I don't like those odds. And you probably don't like those odds too. I mean, 1 in 10 chances to actually achieve your goals and do the things that you really want to in life. And in case you think that that can't be the case, the odds have to be higher. I want to invite you for a moment to think about what's one goal that you didn't reach. Not because it wasn't in your capacity to reach, but because you either gave up somewhere along the way or you just let things sort of slip like I did with that 5-day detox. So I just want to invite you to take a moment before you learn this goal achievement system to identify that goal. It can be a big goal, it can be a small goal. Just identify one goal that you had at some point in your life and you didn't reach it for whatever reason. All right? Ideally, it's a goal that you're still kicking yourself for not reaching. You got it? Okay. Well, this is what happens to all of us. I just want to invite you first and foremost to forgive yourself for not reaching that goal. So you don't think that you're the kind of person that doesn't follow through, or you're the kind of person that doesn't reach goals, that has big dreams, sets big goals, but doesn't reach them. Because the truth is you just didn't have a goal achievement system. And you might have been like me. You got busy, you let things slip, oftentimes just a little bit at first and then larger and larger. And then before you know it, you were off track with your goals and then you just gave up. And the thing you need to know is that there's a natural push-pull between where you are and where you want to go. That's the human condition. We all live in this gap between who we are and who we are becoming, what we want and what we actually have. And in that gap, magical things can happen if you don't let that gap to consume you. So how do you go from 10%, first of all, to 25% likelihood of achieving your goals? I'm going to lead you all the way through to 95% likelihood, but one piece at a time. The very first thing you need to do to go from 10% to 25% is to simply make a conscious commitment to that goal. So with that detox that I just told you about, I did not make a conscious commitment to that goal. I bought the detox, it arrived at my house, I had all the meals and everything, but I didn't read the instructions and say, you know what, I am committing to doing this 100%. So because of that, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to quite do that. So even though I had the goal to do the 5-day detox, I didn't make the full-on commitment. And because of that, I had one foot in and one foot out. And the only thing you can do with one foot in and one foot out is the hokey pokey. So really you want to make that conscious commitment. So you might be asking, well, what does that actually look like? Well, one of the things that I do, because I teach and train tens of thousands of entrepreneurs around the world, is that I often build commitment exercises into any goal setting processes that we do. So for example, just this past weekend, I was doing one of my quarterly momentum accelerators, and I was teaching a session on celebrating and cultivating how do you love what you have while getting what you want. And I wrote this little commitment at the end of a 90-minute session that I led them through to really support my students in actually pivoting and integrating what they had learned in that session. So it wasn't just a cool thing they did in a workshop one day. It was actually something they could take in with them and at least boost their likelihood of following through and having this make a difference from 10% to 25%. And that's more than double the odds. So here's the commitment that I wrote and that I had them do. I celebrate the gap between what I have and what I want. I also celebrate the gap between who I am and who I am becoming. I release the things I'll probably never be, do, and have so I can accept who I really am, what I've done, and what I do have. I love who I am and what I have, and I'm committed to becoming who I can be and receiving what I really want. So how does that feel? Once they sign their name, that flips the switch in your brain that goes from, yeah, let me see what's going to happen, to I'm doing this. And that makes a big difference for commitment. But the truth is, it's not enough. 25% still means you're only 1 out of 4 chances likelihood that you're actually going to follow through and achieve your goals. So I'm going to teach you in just a second, how do you go from 25% to 65% to more than double your odds yet again. But first, what you also may see is, well, how do you actually set your goals? How do you actually create that vision for your life that you want to then commit to consciously? And once a year, I do a free 3-hour workshop for my entire community on January 1st. All right? So if you're watching this and it's close to January 1st, go to liveyourmessage.com/BYY. That stands for best year yet. liveyourmessage.com/BYY. Register for that free workshop because I'm going to lead you through the process of setting a vision for your next year so it can truly become your best year yet, and also to break it down into very specific goals that you want to realize that you can then run this goal achievement process through. Okay? And if you do that, you really set the vision, you set the goals, and then you've got this goal achievement process that I'm teaching you right now, then you're going to be golden. You're going to have the best year yet, truly. All right, so I'll see you on January 1st. But now, let me go ahead and tell you, how do you increase the odds of success from 25% to 65%? All right, now that you've committed to yourself, the next step to get that more than double likelihood is to commit to someone else that you'll do this. Because here's the thing, we make all kinds of commitments to ourselves. And then because we only told ourselves that we were going to do it, we oftentimes nobody's going to know if I don't actually follow through, right? But when we make that social commitment to, whether it's in a community, a group of entrepreneurs, to a coach or someone else, that brings you from 25% likelihood to 65% likelihood. That is the power of accountability. That's the reason why people get coaches and mentors and join communities in year-long coaching programs, because you need that accountability. Because we all are willing to, for some reason, not take commitments and appointments and meetings that we make with ourselves seriously, but we take those meetings and commitments and appointments that we make with others way more seriously. It's just human nature. We don't want to let other people down, though often we're okay with letting ourselves down. But when you make that outer commitment to somebody else that you are going to follow through on your goal, that brings you from 25% to 65%. Now the odds are looking a little bit better, but 65% is still not good enough for me. I don't know if it's good enough for you. So would you like to know how do you stack the odds in your favor even more and increase the likelihood of realizing your goals, whatever they happen to be, no matter how small or how big, to 95%? 95% likelihood that you're actually going to follow through and do it. Yes? Okay. So the secret is to not just make a commitment to somebody else that you'll do it, but actually have a specific accountability appointment with the person you've committed to. So say that you're working with a coach, whether it's a group coaching situation or a private coaching situation, and you commit that you're going to do something by a specific time. The next step is that you have another appointment where you let them know how you went with your commitment, whether you followed through, whether you didn't, whether you need more time and you need to renegotiate, whatever that happens to be. When you set that specific accountability appointment, you get to 95% likelihood of realizing your goals. So just to summarize, most people are only 10% likely to realize their goal. If you want to take that to 25%, you simply make a conscious commitment with yourself that you're not just setting this goal, you're committing to actually following through and realizing that goal. And if you want to go from 25% to 65%, you simply make that commitment to somebody else, right? And if you want to go from 65% to 95%, then you want to follow through with a specific accountability appointment with the person you set the goal to. Now, that is a very, very simple 4-step goal achievement system. And I highly recommend that regardless of how small or how big your goals are, that you run every single one of them by this system if you're serious about actually realizing that goal. Because I want you to have 95% likelihood to make next year your best year yet and actually get what you want in life, in business, and also be able to give what you want and make the impact you're here to make. My name's Marisa Murgatroyd. Thanks for watching. And I wanted to let you know that I've got a lot more YouTube videos like this one that are going to help you be the most successful, fulfilled version of who you are. So if you like this one, I recommend you go and watch How to Multiply Your Time, because time is your biggest asset, and also the most powerful mindset of success. You can see the links right here on the screen. Go ahead and click through and watch them, and I'll see you soon. Now go out there and live your message.